This past Easter, I just felt the most excitement because Jesus is alive. He has defeated everything. He is God himself, and I've been reflecting on how God has been showing me that he is Emmanuel, God with us. And I've been deciding to start taking note of just like listing all the ways that I feel like God has shown me that he is real. Like I wrote a whole song about God being real, and I'm realizing I need to take more inventory of just how real God has been for me. I feel like God's asked me to start sharing them, so that's what I'm doing. One of the moments where God showed me that he was real, that he was with me, that he was listening to me, was when I first moved to New York. So this is in 2017. And long story short, I'm staying with a friend from college, and it is not going well. It's super toxic. It's just a terrible environment. And like my first day there, I'm already questioning, was this the right thing? Like, should I have moved here? I felt like God told me to move here, but now I'm questioning it because of how rocky my living situation is starting out. And God already had me from the beginning, because the next day I arrived on a Saturday. So that Sunday I go out to a brunch with a couple of girls who I happen to know. And one of them just turns to me and says, "Hey, do you need an apartment? Do you need a place to live? I'm going on a mission trip. And at the end of this week, I'll be gone for the whole summer, and I need someone to house sit rent free." Yeah, of course. I was really grateful for that already, because like I said, I already knew from my first night staying with the person I was staying with that it wasn't gonna last. Like, this was gonna be super toxic. So literally probably this has got to be like the next day, maybe like the Tuesday after. I'm job hunting. I have an interview. I'm getting up and getting ready to go and get ready for my interview, and the person I'm staying with like randomly picks this fight with me. It was super weird. I didn't even know where the conversation came from. I was really flustered while I was getting ready, because I'm just got into this weird heated argument, and that doesn't really ever happen for me. So I was just all discombobulated, and I was like thinking like, oh, I'm stressed because I don't even know my way around New York yet, so it's going to take me a lot of time. I need to leave early so I can get on the train, so I can get to this interview on time. Like, I'm stressing, and my emotions are up and down. Like, my heart is palpitating because I'm just like, I'm so angry and I'm frustrated, but I'm trying to focus. It's too much. My brain felt like scrambled eggs. And so as I'm getting ready, as I'm leaving the apartment, or just before I left the apartment, the person I'm staying with, she left and texted me, "You need to be out by tonight." Okay, so, but now I'm just trying to get out the door right now to go to this job interview. As I'm walking, or as I'm coming down the building, I'm in the elevator with several other residents in the building, and this is when God really shows up. I am walking down the sidewalk, not even a block away from the building, and one of the ladies who was on the elevator with me just stopped me, and she was like, "Hey, are you going to our interview by chance?" I was like, yes I am. And she says, "God's telling me to pray for you. Can I pray for you?" And I was like, "Absolutely. Yes, please." And I was like, "I'm having a really rough morning, actually, so yes, that'd be great." And she stopped me right there, and on the way to wherever she had to go. I'm sure she was probably going to work or something. And she stopped in the middle of her commute to pray for me on the sidewalk on the side of the street. And she prayed not only for my job interview, but she prayed for the person I was staying with. She prayed for my emotions. She prayed for peace. She prayed that the relationship that I was, she didn't know about the person I was staying with. I didn't get a chance to tell her any of that information. But she prays, like, hey, the person she's having a rough morning with, or something like that. It was very specific. I don't remember what she said exactly, but she almost specifically said, healing for the relationship she has with this person. And I can just feel God just standing there, and I can almost cry right now. And it's been a long time since then, but I felt this weight lifted off of me immediately. And that frustration and scrambled brain I had going on was completely just dissolved. And I went into my interview clear-headed. The lady showed me, before that, the lady did show me how to get to the subway and everything, so I was very helpful too. But I got to go to my interview very clear-headed, and I wound up calling the friend who offered me her apartment, and she allowed me to go ahead and move into her apartment that night. So I had a place to stay, and it was amazing because God was already working it out. Like, he knew before I arrived, that I was going to see my friend who was going to be going out of town for the summer, or going out of the country for the summer. He knew that he already had the backup planned, which was wild. And then he also sent somebody, like, he went out of his way to find somebody who he knew would be obedient to get us on the elevator at the exact same time. And gave this woman a prophetic word to know that I was going to an interview, to stop and pray for me. And I was so grateful for her listening to God in that moment, and being obedient, and taking that moment to pray for me. And I mean, man, God is real, and he's not just real, but he wants relationship with us. We are his children. Now that I'm a mommy, if my baby girl ever felt lost or anything, the last thing I want her to think is that mommy is not there for her, that mommy's not with her. And I'm just a human being. I'm a limited human being. God is the Almighty, the creator of the entire everything, the universe. And he still takes the time to come and find me. In all of New York, and all of the people everywhere came to find me, to have this person pray for me and let me know that he was right there with me, and that I was going to be walking these New York streets along with him, and I'm not by myself. God is so good. He's so real. And so I encourage you. I hope this story encouraged you, whoever's watching, and that if God has been real to you in any way, that you tell people, because just like that woman was obedient, just like she didn't have to stop. She didn't have to be obedient. She could have just heard God and kept walking past me. But that obedience, it goes such a long way. And you never know who you'll bless. You never know who needs you to be obedient, and to show them that God is real. Oh, and I got the job, by the way.